YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And this is a update video. You guys have been asking me for a analysis or deep dive of Canton Network. It's Canton, so I finally got that part right, but it is Canton Network. So let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in it, if you researched it, if it's something you're looking at, please say in the comments. So I was telling you guys, someone recently told me about it earlier, I'd say last year, they mentioned it. And I started looking at it, but I didn't really start investing in it until the end of 2025. But let's break it down and give you some information about the token. So let me start the screen share. So this is Canton Network. What is Canton Network? A comprehensive review of the public blockchain chosen by Wall Street and CC token price predictions. So apparently this is a token that the Wall Street teams developed to work with the financial institutions. In an era of rapid blockchain evolution, a public blockchain designed specifically for financial institutions, Canton Network, is emerging as a game changer. As the first blockchain deeply tailored for institutional finance, Canton Network has attracted major players like Goldman Sachs, ASBC, BNP, with unique privacy protections, compliance controls, and interoperability. So financial infrastructure reimaged the birth and mission of Canton Network. Canton is a public blockchain project developed by digital assets, purpose-built to address the needs of institutional finance markets. So basically, these are specifically for the banks. Unlike traditional L1, L2 blockchains, it aims to deliver a permissionless, compliant infrastructure for efficient settlement in tokenized securities and institution-grade digital assets. Canton Network's core mission is to break down the barriers between traditional finance and decentralized finance. So basically, the market and the banks, right? Combining the privacy and compliant controls required by institutions and composably and decentralized of public blockchains. This positioning makes it a virtual bridge between the DeFi, traditional finance, and the DeFi, decentralized finance, marking a key phase in deep integration of global finance and blockchain technology. 3 pillars unpacking Canton Network's competitive edge. Canton Network stands out among blockchains projects thanks to innovation of 3 critical areas. Selective privacy mechanism, atomic settlement and interoperability, and scalable consensus and compliance first design. And I'll put this in the comments so you guys can read through it. CC tokenization's fair launch in volume mechanism. Canton Coin, the native utility of the Canton Network, adopts an economic model that sets it apart from traditional cryptocurrencies. The core mechanism of CC is 100% fair launch, which we've heard before, right? Most of the newer tokens are fair launch, no pre-mining, no VC allocation. Every token in circulation is earned by providing real utility. Token distribution follows a burn mint equilibrium mechanism. Usage fees are burnt and the new tokens are minted based on network participation. So it's kind of a quick overview. So let's look at the current it is up 5.2 on the day, down 1.8 on the hour, up 15 or 14.5 for the week. For the month, it is up 87.4. Look, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, not very many tokens that are up 87% on the month. And it is at 14.9 or 15 cents. And this is the actual webpage, the Canton Network, where finance flows, the power of capital markets meets the real value blockchain. Unlike digital asset liquidity with Canton, the only public chain with privacy. And if you haven't been following the narrative, a lot of things are popping up in the privacy side, right? Where people don't have access to everything you're doing. So this is a video on their network introducing Cantonomics. Canton aligns rewards with real value participation. Every Canton coin is earned, fairly rewarded builders, users, and operators. Think sustainable economics, not speculation. Canton flips the scripts on tokenomics. And this is a quick video where they kind of explain what they're working on.
For years, blockchains rewarded those who got in early. While builders and users were left behind. For years, blockchains rewarded those who got in early, while builders and users were left behind. Canton flips the script. Introducing Cantonomics, the tokenomics powering a fairer network. 2/3 of rewards flow straight to builders and users, those creating real network value. So, what is Canton Coin? It's Canton Network's native utility token, the fuel that powers and rewards the ecosystem. For builders, it's a revenue model that scales. Charge transaction fees, earn continuously, reward loyalty, and drive transparency into network value, all while preserving privacy. Cantonomics rewards utility, not speculation, recognizing builders and users who create real value. The more useful your app, the more you earn. Build, earn, scale, repeat. That's the flywheel of real utility. And it's sustainable by design, a burn and mint balance that keeps supply aligned with real demand. When app fees are burned, new coins are minted, keeping the system naturally in check. Discover and build apps, powered by Cantonomics. Canton, where finance flows. For years.
So shout out to the Canton team for making that video and the web page. So this is the BTM Crypto News Network X page. And this is, I just came across Canton Network after watching Stack IMO. It's one of the most underrated L1s out there. It nails privacy and compliance for banks and financial firms, making it perfect TradFi, transitioning to blockchain without ditching regulations. Sure, it's more TradFi friendly than pure DeFi, but it packs smart contracts power that could bridge the gap in the future. There's some details about the subnet domain, the global layer, privacy. So there's a lot of information here. So basically, Canton can facilitate every form of financial transactions, at least most profitable. Do you know if the CC can facilitate cross-border payments? If so, I think it's a game over for many projects because Canton is completely solid. The coming months will be exciting. In RWA terms, Ethereum can realistically support hundreds of billions of low single-digit trillions in issued value. mostly from tokenized fund shares and treasuries meant for distribution. Canton, by contrast, targets tens of hundreds of trillions in outstanding value and potentially quadrillions in annual notional flows because it can handle repo collateral, security lending, ETFs, and intra-dealer settlements, which is where the bulk of the global financial activities actually sits. So this is saying Ethereum RWAs handles billions of trillions issued value tokenized funds and treasuries. Canton RWA handle trillions of outstanding values, quadrillion annual notion flows. So quadrillion versus trillions. So that's pretty interesting. I got to look deeper into that because kind of interesting. They're talking about
but I think it has been grounded into Wall Street. Canton came out of nowhere for a few people, as you said it, but I think it has been grounded into Wall Street for the last 10 years.
I guess as you look forward to kind of how this grows and how this scales, push back on the critics who say Canton is not as decentralized as ETH, not core crypto ethos being displayed here. What's kind of the pushback on those criticisms?
Well, I would say the list of names that you just dropped is what I would call the moat. Canton came.
So that was a quick project from the actual website where they're talking about the Canton Network. One of Canton's defining design choices is sovereignty, public settlement layer. And I wanted to get to this screenshot real quick. The more time I spend around the Canton Network, the more I realize how different it is from everything else happening in the space. Most people still haven't wrapped their heads around what's actually being built. And honestly, I can't blame them. Canton isn't just another chain. It is an entirely new way to structure financial infrastructure. And like I said previously, right, it's always the first movers, right? Somebody that's in it first. And this is the Canton Ecosystem Guide. Like there's Hypernet, Quantity Stamp, TRM, Chainlink, Layer 0, and Wormhole. But there appears to be 50 plus validators already. But keeping it moving, this is currently at 14.9 cent, up 4.31. Market cap 5.6 billion, up 4.31. 24-hour trading volume is 25.2, down 17.3 as of recording. And Live Coin Watch is also saying it is up 4.26 today, up 13.3 for the week, and for the month up 85.57. And there's no 90-day numbers yet or no yearly numbers. So this is just a quick summary, and we'll close the video.
Takes both into consideration. Canton Network is a public blockchain with privacy features enabling institutions to capitalize on privacy, which is extremely paramount in today's world. Now, everything you need to know about the Canton Network is here to find out, and therefore we advise you to always do your own research. Remember, we are not financial advisors, and you must always use a burner wallet if you feel more comfortable. Nonetheless, Canton merges previously siloed financial systems and infrastructure, creating new potential for innovation and growth without sacrificing privacy or control. So think about all the banks, all the financial institutions coming together to be able to create a private network on their own within the Canton ecosystem. So Canton is the first privacy-enabled open blockchain network ensuring limitless connections that preserve privacy. Enabled by unique smart contract technology, network participants can confidently exchange data and value to unlock the potential of synchronized financial markets. Now, in a nutshell, public blockchains are transparent, but institutions need privacy, compliance, and control. And Canton's pitch is extremely simple. It's a public chain that behaves like private finance, like we mentioned. So Canton Network launched in 2023, built by Digital Assets Group and a group of major financial firms, of which include Goldman Sachs and many, many others. Think of it as a network of networks. Now, instead of one big shared public ledger where everyone sees everything, Canton lets institutions run their own private ledgers, like their own mini networks. But these are still able to work harmoniously together with other institutions when they choose. So they get private data, private transactions, private rules of their own, all of which they can use on their own network within the Canton Network ecosystem. Absolutely fantastic. But you still get interoperability with all the other networks. So for example, if Goldman Sachs launch a network and HSBC launch a network within Canton, basically what they can do is they can work together to transact with each other, all in privacy, and that is exactly what they're looking for. And guys, that's exactly what the world of finance is supposed to be about, privacy, and this is what Canton introduces. So this isn't a random retail chain built on vibes like many other networks such as Solana, X, Y, and Z. However, Canton has involvement from huge names across finance and tech. We're talking major banks like HSBC, financial market infrastructure like Goldman Sachs, exchanges, custodians, tech companies, you name it, they're behind Canton as well. So this is clearly being built with institutions purely in mind. And you're probably all wondering how it's private if it's a public blockchain. Well, because Canton uses what's basically a need-to-know model, on Ethereum, every node sees everything. I mean, absolutely everything. If you send to one user, you'll see it. If you send to another user, you'll see it. If you see a transaction happen on Uniswap, you'll see it. Anything, you'll see. But that will change, by the way, in the future once Ethereum introduces their privacy tech. Nonetheless, only the participants in the transaction on Canton and the network coordination layer validate what needs to happen. So confidential trade details, client data, settlement instructions, they're not broadcasted to everyone. Everything is encrypted, access is permissioned, and institutions maintain control over who sees what. Now, here's the key innovation. Canton has a shared coordination layer called the Global Synchronizer. Think of it like a neutral system that helps separate private ledgers sync and interact safely. Now, when it comes to use cases, Canton is basically set up for anything institutional, but there are three main buckets. RWA tokenization, aka real-world assets, including bonds, funds, loans, commodities, mortgages, and much more. And we've also got financial services and trading for number 2. This is where it gets serious. Canton is being used for real trading and settlement systems. Repo markets, tokenized cash, treasury ops, the type of stuff that runs the global economy. And because Canton can run 24/7, institutions get instant settlement, better liquidity management, fewer delays, and that's what it's all about. Up for number 3, data and compliance infrastructure. Canton always works as shared infrastructure for things like syndicated loan coordination, auditability, compliance rules, identity controls, so institutions can share a single source of truth without exposing the entire data set publicly. That is a privacy network at work. So this is where we get into the CC token. CC is the native coin of the Canton network, and the main use is straightforward. It's used to pay for fees and network activity, but Canton's token model is different because of something very important. Fees paid in CC are burned, which is absolutely fantastic, and new CC is minted to reward the people providing network utility, aka validators, super validators, and app providers. So it's a system designed to tie the token's economics to real usage, not just speculation. And that's why I personally think that this token CC has great potential in the future. Now, price-wise, why has it been going up so much? Well, because it sits inside a very powerful narrative: institutional adoption, privacy, and real-world asset finance. Those are big drivers in today's world, and when that narrative gets hot, CC tends to move. But more importantly, if CC grows as the settlement layer for institutional assets, then the CC coin becomes the fuel for the activities. So it very well has some massive potential. And the CC token recently broke an all-time high of around 17.5 cents on the 1st of January 2026. What a nice day to make a huge milestone. Now, do we believe that it's going to continue rising? Well, at this point, guys, the market is extremely shaky. And I could have told you maybe a few weeks ago, I wouldn't have expected it to go up this much in such a short time. But if you look at some of the other privacy tokens like Zcash, Monero, they've actually been doing very well as well. So it seems like the privacy narrative is having a bull run of its own. Nonetheless, the CC token has never actually experienced a bull run. It's a very new token of which only launched a few months ago. As you can see, guys, it's priced at 15 cents with a market cap of $5.72 billion and is ranked in the top 25 cryptocurrencies by market cap. For a very new token, this is absolutely done phenomenal, and this could very well be one of the key players of 2026. and it sure has started that way. Therefore, what do I personally think in the future, guys? Well, CC, in my opinion, has great potential to keep rising. I personally think we might find a few falls, but that is just normal in every single crypto market. Nonetheless, I am not a technical analyst, but what I will be doing is waiting for opportunities to step in. Personally, guys, I still think it's not really that overvalued. However, I personally think it does have more room to grow. We just need to wait for the right time to see what's going on. But for more technical analysis information,
So that was another summary about the Canton Network. So as always, do your own research and due diligence. Don't take my advice for it. This is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment purposes. But as he said, I haven't seen very many coins do what Canton is doing from price action and from what's going on the chain and the privacy. But let me know what you guys think about it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. Miners out.